Resident Evil Requiem is the latest installment in Capcom's flagship action horror franchise, but does this title hold up to the status of the gold standard of the series? I'm Joshua Butcher and I'm here to tell you my thoughts and opinions on this title. Warning, minor spoilers ahead. This time around we follow two different perspectives. One is Grace Ashcroft's perspective, the daughter of Alicia Ashcroft from Resident Evil Outbreak. Grace is a FBI agent, a very anxious one that I'm pretty sure has some kind of anxiety disorder and PTSD from her mother's death in a hotel that they stayed at when she was younger. This hotel is also came under some scrutiny and investigation due to a recent murder, and Grace is sent to investigate, causing some PTSD, which leads her to be kidnapped by the villain of the game. And that leads into the main conflict of our story. On the other end, we have Leon Kennedy, who needs no introduction. He gets sucked into the madness once again as he is sent to investigate a care center that ends up being the location that Grace ended up being kidnapped to. And the mayhem continues. I won't go into big spoilers of the story, but I will go into my thoughts and opinions. I do think this is a very strong campaign. I ended up enjoying this way better than the Village campaign. While I did enjoy Village, I do feel, and Ethan's final hurrah, I do feel like it was, in parts, felt like it was dragged out a bit. But Requiem, what I played of it so far, I have yet to beat the game, but from first impressions, the game feels very smooth, it flows very well, and I do like the two different perspectives. I do think it flows together, and have Leon back as a central point feels really nice after so long. And again, of course, the blend of the action and her having Grace have more the horror aspect of the franchise, where Leon flows with more the action shooter. It seems very fresh, and I don't know, I really appreciate it. On to gameplay. Gameplay, again, as I was mentioning earlier, both play vastly different. Grace has more of a stealth type, sneak around the care center, stealthily take out zombies or monsters while you try to collect items to get through the residents. Typical Resident Evil horror stuff, while Leon has more of the action gameplay that we got used to in the recent modern games, shooting your way through, and guns a hoe, pretty much. So it blends really well. When I first started, I think it took me by surprise that you go from the sneaky stealth gameplay right to just blasting your way through. But I think it blends well enough where you don't get too shocked as you go through. You get used to the switch, especially since Grace's segments sometimes take a little bit longer. So that really does. By the time you get to Leon's action, you kind of just done with sneaking around. So it gives you a break from having to worry about giant monsters seeing you and all of that. So I do think that is very cool and unique. And I do appreciate how we get a blend of both of the Resident Evil's action-oriented side and the horror-based content that I feel like a lot of the fan base are split on, because I see people talk about they want horror, they want action. I feel like this is a good blend of both in a good way, both story and gameplay. Graphics. Honestly, this game looks absolutely stunning. The opening sequence as you're walking through the street, it took me by surprise. Like, the game, beautiful. It's so stunning. I've played in third person, but I have seen a lot of gameplay of people playing in first person. I know a lot of people say it's a lot scarier that way, especially through Grace's perspective, as Grace's segments tend to be a lot more creepier than Leon's in this game. But of course, again, I would rate the graphics like a 10 out of 10. Graphics is beautiful. Overall thoughts and opinions, I love this game. From the graphics to Grace being a surprisingly great protagonist in the game, and the fantastic return of Leon Kennedy, I think this is a great installment to the Resident Evil franchise. It's definitely now in my top 3 favorite Resident Evil games. It definitely overthrew Village. While I love Village and I do think it's a good game, it did have some flaws that I will go into later. But Requiem is definitely in my top 3. From the gameplay to the amazing graphics, and I do think the cool addition of kind of splitting up the action side of the franchise and the horror side with these two characters based on their personalities, as Leon is more of a guns-ho guy and then having Grace be this anxious FBI agent. It's cool that they split up these two genres with these characters. It's just overall, I'm having a great experience playing the game and I highly recommend it. I give it a 9 out of 10. If you guys like this video, check out our other content and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. gaming content, and other content. We plan on doing a lot of different stuff.